welcome back to my channel. It's Janet, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like, and be sure to share my videos. It helps my channel grow. And if you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back to my channel. All right, good morning, everyone. It has snowed here in southern Alberta, and we actually got quite a bit of snow. We ended up kind of having like a little bit of a snowstorm yesterday afternoon, and they closed down the highways and everything. So I thought, you know what better day to start making and having some comfort food and doing a little bit of meal prep for the week. So I'm going to share in this video 3 of my favorite comfort foods that I do miss on keto. Mind you, I can keto-fy anything usually. So if you're missing comfort foods on keto and you want some new recipes to try, then keep on watching. Okay, I just made shepherd's pie for my family because I work tonight, so I made it early enough and it's in the oven so that they can have it for supper tonight. And I thought, why not make some keto shepherd's pie as well too, right? It's a comfort food and you can still have it when you're on keto. So I thought I would share this recipe. I kind of made this recipe up as I went, to be honest. So in here, just to save time, I fried up some, we are hunters, so this is elk burger, right? So I fried that up, put a little bit of olive oil because elk is fairly a lean meat. And fried that up. I put some diced onions, not very many, just for flavoring. And then I put some seasonings. I put in some garlic salt, some pink salt, pepper, and just some other like steak seasoning as well that we like to use with our beef. And I put some Worcestershire sauce with it as well too, however you pronounce that. I'm sorry. And so anyways, I fried that up, and then I took out a portion for me and put it in this container because this will be mine. I'll probably divide it into 2 servings, I would say. This is oven safe container as well. I mixed mine with a canned gravy. I'm sorry if I offend you by using canned gravy. My husband is the gravy maker and he uses flour. I can't make regular gravy, so let alone keto gravy. So I just end up buying, this is what I buy. It's just a beef gravy. A quarter of a cup is 3 carbs. So obviously, you know, it is pretty clean ingredients, to be honest, but still, if you can make your own gravy, that's great. Do that, please. So, but I just used a quarter of a cup of this, which is 3 carbs, okay? And like I said, this will be 2 servings. So pretty low in carbs this recipe will be. So I have my cauliflower rice in the microwave. I use the big bags from Costco. This is what I get from Costco. They come, there's 4 steamable pouches in this. So this is what I buy just because it lasts a long time. I don't have to worry about going back and buying it. And I will probably use twice the amount. So a serving is 3/4 of a cup, which would be 2 net carbs. So I'm going to double this just because I have 2 servings for my shepherd's pie. And I'm going to use that. And you will see I will blend it, and then you will see what I put with it to kind of make it a consistency of mashed potatoes. Okay, so I strain my cauliflower rice when I take it out. I just find it has a lot of water. So since I'm making cauliflower mash, it's not a big deal that I'm kind of smushing it. So I'm just going to get all the water out of this, and then I will show you what I do next. Okay, first I'm going to put a vegetable because usually I use corn when I'm making shepherd's pie, but corn is pretty high in carbs. So I just steamed up some green beans. I love green beans. And they're very like high in fiber. So 3/4 of a cup is 2 net carbs. I don't know how close I'll get to that. I'm not going to measure it, but just so you know, green beans are good to use for this as well too, or in any recipe. Find a low carb option for you. So I'm just going to put that on top of my meat here. Okay, and then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my faux mashed potatoes. So in here I have doubled the serving size because like I said, I'm going to have 2 servings for my shepherd's pie. I drained it, kind of mashed it a little bit, but you can mash it a little later on. So we are going to add in This mixture here is some heavy whipping cream. It's about 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and it's about 1 ounce to 2 ounces of butter, depending on how many calories you're allowed during this meal, right? But mine is about, I would say about 2 ounces in here, and 1/4 cup of the whipping cream. And I added salt and pepper in here as well too. So I'm going to pour that in with my cauliflower mash here. All right, and I'm going to give that a quick mix. Okay, next I'm going to add 1 egg yolk. So you're going to take the white out of this and just add the egg yolk. This will help it stay together. Is from our new chicken, and it's so tiny, but that's all right. We just don't have much anyways for a serving size in this, so that'll be perfect. So just an egg yolk. Plop it in there and mix it all together, well combined. I guess I could have used a littler bowl for this. This is quite a large bowl. But anyways, it works. It was the only clean one that I had because I've been kind of meal prepping a little bit today because I've just been working a lot. I've been getting a lot of hours at Winners, so which is awesome. So I'm just finding if I do some meal prep, it just kind of saves everybody. All right, that looks pretty good. If you want to mash it more, you're more than welcome to. I'm okay with this consistency though. So what we're going to do is just pour it on top. I like to do it just kind of in dollops. That's what I usually do for my regular one. It just seems to mix a little bit better, so you can just pat it down instead of kind of moving it all around. This is like the comfort foods. Like I know I sometimes do because I grew up just a meat and potatoes kind of girl. So I do miss a lot of the comfort foods. That's why something like this is such a good idea when you're just having that craving, or even like for a holiday as well too, right? Or you're having company over, you usually kind of stick with the comfort foods, right? So this is always a good idea. You can make a separate one for yourself and still enjoy supper with the family. All right, so that looks good. So you can add in, if you would like some cheese on top or anything like that. I'm not going to. I think this is pretty good. I'm hoping it's going to taste really, really good and kind of satisfy that need for comfort food. So we are going to put this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. All right, so we are going to throw that in the oven. I already have my family's in there. So we are going to, this has been baking for about 10 minutes. So that will be done in about 20 minutes. It has been about 20 minutes, so I'm going to take this out. It looks pretty done. Everyone, we are going to make another comfort food recipe. We are going to make lasagna, and we are going to make the egg wrap lasagna. I've seen it on Facebook a few times with people sharing the recipe. And I had some, these are the bigger ones. You can buy 2 different sizes. I usually get the big ones because I do like it for sandwiches better. So I ended up just cutting mine into smaller pieces just because the dishes that I'm going to be using are quite small. I'm going to be making 2 of these. I will be sure to link the recipe down below. So you will need 8 of the egg thins. You will need about 3/4 to a pound of ground beef. Mine is elk, we are hunters. And garlic, which I have put in with the meat when I cooked it. You will need 1 egg beaten, a 1/2 cup of ricotta cheese. If you don't like ricotta cheese, you can use cottage cheese as well too. A 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, which I don't have. I'm just going to use my shredded that I have, the cheddar and mozzarella. You also need a cup of the mozzarella, but like I said, I'm just going to use this in lieu of my Parmesan and my mozzarella. And then you will need a 1/2 cup of pasta sauce, which is right here. I am using the Rao's. I get this at Costco. Really, really good macros. For 1/2 cup, which I have there, is going to be 5 net carbs. And then you will need an additional Parmesan and mozzarella for the top. Like I said, I'm just going to use this for the top as well too. All right, so let's get started. First, you will need to preheat your oven to 425, which I have done already. And obviously cook your ground beef. I've done that already just to save time. And it says in a small bowl, we're going to take the beaten egg Mix it with the ricotta and half of a cup of cheese, of the Parmesan cheese, but I'm going to use my shredded cheese. So who misses lasagna? I'm a huge lasagna fan. I actually make it so much for my family previously that they got sick of it. So I don't make it too much anymore. So I really miss lasagna. I do make another lasagna recipe that I have gotten from a cookbook, and I will make that maybe soon. That one is so good as well. We'll see how this one tastes, but that other recipe that I make for lasagna is pretty close to the real thing, and that's what the recipe is actually called, is close to the real thing lasagna, and it's all keto, and it's really, really good. So that's one thing I probably miss. I would say probably the lasagna and pizza are things that I miss. Make sure you comment down below, what things do you miss being on keto that maybe you could keto-fy? Okay, so to start, we are going to put some of our sauce on the bottom of the casserole dish. Whatever size you use for your casserole dish is fine. Yeah, so I'm going to make 2 servings, I thought, in these little cups. I thought it would be absolutely perfect for meal prepping. All right, and then we are going to take 2 of the egg wraps, egg thins, whatever you want to call them. So I'm just going to put 2 in one and 2 in the other. I might end up using more of these egg wraps just because I do have 2 separate bowls here for two separate servings, but I'm sure if you use a casserole dish, then you can just use those. All right, and then put a little bit of sauce over that. Right, that's good for the pizza sauce. Then we are going to put some of the meat mixture. And then we're going to do the whole layer over again. So just keep on layering in that sequence until you get to the top. All right, perfect. So our 2 are done. Now you're going to put it in a 425-degree oven for 30 minutes. We are going to cover these with tin foil, and we're going to bake them, like I said, for 30 minutes. After that, we're going to remove the foil, and then we're going to bake for another 10 minutes without the foil on the top. All right, and we will check back in, about 20 minutes, just because these are smaller bowls that we're using instead of like a full 8x8 casserole pan. So we will check back in 20 minutes. All right, let's check our lasagna here and see how it's doing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the top off of these and let the top crisp up. Out of the oven, I had to use both of my hands for the gloves. They're hot, but they look fantastic. I can't wait to try them. All right, another comfort food I'm going to make, like I was talking about, is pizza. I'm just going to do some meal prep today so that I have some meals for the next couple of days because I am busy. And I ordered this off of Nutrimarket. Their website is down below, and there's 2 cauliflower pizza crusts that come in here. So the instructions are: bake at a 400-degree oven, or preheat it, sorry. Preheat the oven at 400 degrees. Place the crust on a pizza pan and bake for 10 to 12 minutes. And then it says to top and enjoy, and then put it back in the oven for 2 to 4 minutes. So really, really simple. These are the macros on them. So this is per 1/3 of the crust, which is 6 fat, 2 carbs, 1 dietary fiber, which is 1, no sugar alcohols, and 8 grams of protein. So to be honest, myself, I would probably eat the whole pizza. I would try. They are decent size though. So that would be like 3 carbs for this whole pizza, which is awesome. And like, I don't know about you, but my toppings, I don't put too many toppings that have a lot of carbs. So today I'm going to be putting some pepperoni, which is 1 carb for 10 slices. I'll use the rest of this. I don't know how many's in there. And then I'm going to use some of this salami that I get from Costco as well too. And that has no carbs for 5 slices. And then I will obviously put some cheddar cheese on it. And then as the sauce, I will be using the Rao's pizza sauce. I also order this from Nutrimarket. It's linked down below. And for this, for 1/4 of a cup is 3 minus the 1 carb is 2 net carbs. So I'll see how much I use. I'll start out with a cup and I'll see how much. It's just baking in the oven right now. So once it comes out, I will show you the size and we will assemble our pizza. All right, that's been cooking for about 10 minutes. So I don't know what the size. I did up my toppings here and that's probably the same size. So I think this is an 8-inch plate. So it's a pretty decent size, but like I said, I would probably eat the whole thing. So let's get to topping it. All right, so we are going to start. This kind of fell apart when I was taking it out. You can see right there, but that's fine. We're going to start out with 1/4 of a cup of the Rao's pizza sauce. Oh yeah, that'll be enough for me. You guys can decide. Some people like their pizza a little bit more saucy, but that's perfect for me. I always like putting a little bit of cheese at the bottom of my pizza, so I'm gonna just put a little tiny bit. I just find that the toppings stick a little bit better when I do this. All right, so as you can see, I cut up some mushrooms. Mushrooms are pretty low in carbs, and the salami and the pepperoni. And I may put a little bit of this ground beef that I had, or ground elk that I had left over from making the keto lasagna. All right, and there we go. We are all done. So we are gonna put this back in the oven for a few minutes. Just because I like my pizza fairly crispy as well too, so I might leave it longer than the 2 to 4 minutes that it suggests, but feel free to use whatever toppings you'd like that fits your macros. So let's put this back in the oven. All right, my pizza is done. I put it on broil and the edge is kind of burnt, but that's all right. But it looks good on top. It looks like the cheese is nice and brown, so we will see how it tastes. All right, everyone, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed these recipes. If you're missing comfort foods, make sure you give these recipes a try. It definitely satisfies that craving of comfort food, so you don't give in. You can still enjoy the foods that you love. Just keto-fy them. Make them work in your lifestyle so you can still enjoy them. The keto isn't about restriction, it's about kind of adapting, right? So on most traditional diets like Weight Watchers, you're watching what you eat. You can't have these things. And when I'm told I can't have something, then I usually want it even more. So that's the good thing about keto is if you can't have something, you can kind of adapt the recipe and make it keto, right? So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button and share my videos. Give me a like so that I know that you enjoy videos like this one.